moments that we have left, we want to talk right down to earth in a language that everybody here can easily understand.
What's up, guys, and welcome to the final edition of the Instant Wrestling Report. I know some of you have probably seen the little pulses between the videos. That's really kind of our little funny way of kind of doing a just signifying our ending, basically. You know, we've kind of gotten to the point that we're kind of getting stale with the show, not really providing you guys with what we really set out to do, is be that, you know, that wrestling report show that gets everything out to you, you know, as quick as possible, the instant kind of thing we got going, the gimmick and everything. And you know, it's just not really working out too well. I know a lot of you guys that, you know, went out and supported us. Thank all of you guys. Got nearly, you know, like almost, it's like 500 or 600 subscribers, whatever it is. You know, thank you all you guys out for supporting us. I know this may come just kind of at random and why we're just kind of ending this, but we really just kind of wanted to tell you guys straight up that this is going to be, you know, our final edition of the Instant Wrestling Report. You know, we're gonna miss you guys, that's for sure. It's gonna be hard to kind of transition out of this and not be able to come on here, you know, each and every week, every pay-per-view, whatever we do. This is gonna be our ending here and wrapping up the Instant Wrestling Report. And to do that, we're doing it on a big note with the 1000th edition of WWE Raw. We're gonna give you our review of it. We were there in attendance in St. Louis, Missouri, our hometown. We got there a little bit late. Had a little problems with traffic, everything. We got there at the end of the dark match, which I think had Zack Ryder in it, Tyson Kidd or something like that. We couldn't really hear. Zack Ryder, we think, got the win in it. But yeah, so obviously that atmosphere was there. We could feel it once we got there. And that went straight into the opening of the 1000th Raw, which is Vince McMahon coming out, you know, the father of all this, you know, the creator of everything, you know, WWE coming out and saying thank you to the fans, and, you know, getting a great reaction back to him as well, the thank you Vinces and all that kind of stuff. And then he came out and just straight out introduced DX, as they said, going to be starting out the Raw, and just what went into a really great segment there.
Yeah, they had DX come out here, Shawn and Triple H, and they came out there, talked a little bit, and they were like, you know what, I feel like something's missing. Yeah. Obviously, and you know, I feel like we're some members short, and you know, all of a sudden you the music hits and you got Billy Gunn, you got Road Dogg, X-Pac come out there. Unfortunately, China was not there, but you know, overall this was a great segment. They ran it, the crowd was really into it. Then we have Damien Sandow come out,
yeah, which
is really great stuff. Come out and, you know, get in the ring, cut a little promo, talk about, you know, these guys are degenerates. These are the reason that WWE is messed up in the way it is now. And, you know, really good segment here. They huddle up, do a kind of little funny DX thing here. Yeah. Super Shawn kicks, you know, Shawn super kicks Damien Sandow, then to give him the pedigree. Then, you know, everyone goes home happy. Great to see Sandow get this little ditty here at the beginning of the 1000th Raw. Love to see what they could do with him in the future.
Yeah, I love to see Sandow come on the middle of this. Just a, you know, just a great classic, you know, Raw kind of segment here. Had that, you know, the DX. I love the interaction that you had with you know, Shawn and Tripp and the other guys that came out there, X-Pac, Billy Gunn, and Road Dogg. Great to see all of them there, obviously. And just what it, you know, just a great opening to this Raw. They ended up having a lot of kind of historic elements to this Raw, obviously, with being the 1000th episode. And I love to see Sandow out there get you know, get his little appearance. We're both big Damien Sandow fans, so getting to be able to see him out there with those, you know, huge stars and Triple H and, you know, Shawn and everybody in DX there. So it was great to see that and a really good opening. That went into a 6-man tag match featuring Chris Jericho, Dolph Ziggler, Alberto Del Rio going up against Sheamus, Rey Mysterio, and Sin Cara.
Yeah. This was a pretty quick little 6-man here. They did kind of a little thing where they talked about, showed a little video package of Ziggler and Jericho from the week before, but they really didn't do much with it. Real short match here, not a lot of going on here. Like, I think Sheamus got the win with a bro kick over Jericho. You know, decent pops for everybody. Ziggler had some pretty good pops in the crowd. A lot of pink shirts in the crowd.
So, I got one of them.
Yeah, he got one of the pink shirts with autograph, I believe, as well. So, also, yeah. You know, good to see this here. Good to see, you know, crowds supporting Ziggler. I think that's a good move. And short match here, not
yeah, nothing really too special here. Just kind of doing a lot of, just kind of, you know, intertwining the little angles here. It was really interesting. We were both talking about seeing Jericho and Ziggler on the same team, that really didn't make much sense after what they did last week, kind of setting up something there, like they're going to have maybe a Jericho face turn or something like that, and have him be on that heel team with Ziggler. Didn't really make too much sense. But yeah, Sheamus, Mysterio, and Sin Cara getting the win there. This was the only Jim Ross sighting and usage of the entire show. I think he called this matchup. That's really it. Kind of a lackluster way to use JR, the biggest, obviously voice of the history of Monday Night Raw. Not really too much usage there, but Sheamus, Mysterio, and Sin Cara getting the win in that matchup. Throughout the night, we'll just get this out of the way. We had Charlie Sheen doing the whole new the tout thing or whatever that WWE's using or whatever. The video little thingies. Just having him come in each kind of big moment of Raw and just have his little opinion. Obviously, at the end, it ended up looking like he's possibly talking about he's wanting to get in there with Daniel Bryan and talking about all this kind of stuff. He's like, anytime he's in Los Angeles, come and find me and all this. Him and his new show and all this kind of stuff. So just interesting to see that gradually throughout the night. There's just more and more boos. Nobody wanted to see it anymore after a couple appearances. It wasn't really anything special. That went into interesting little segment here. We had AJ and Layla backstage, obviously getting ready for AJ and Daniel Bryan's wedding. Kind of a funny little segment here. Had a lot of the old veterans there. You had Hacksaw Jim Duggan go past the door there. You had Roddy Piper and R-Truth kind of playing with little Jimmy, and we had a very interesting little part here that not a lot of people in the crowd and probably not a lot of people watching had. We had the grown-up version of The Hand and Mae Young.
That Mae Young gave birth to, yeah.
Mm.
Not too many people knew about that. No. Our area, we were kind of like, we were rooting for it, and everyone around us was just like, what is this? That doesn't make any sense. And we knew exactly what it was. Yeah. It was a really good moment.
Yeah, it was a very funny moment there. Had the little backstage stuff. They had a couple of them throughout the night, but that one really stuck out. Next up, we had Jack Swagger going up against Brodus Clay. Kind of another typical Brodus Clay squash match. Didn't last too long. And literally like 2 moves, and he hit that splash and pinned him. And then he brought out Dude Love, obviously. Mick Foley coming out dressed up as Dude Love. Coming in just dancing, kind of a little fun little segment there. Would have liked to maybe see Mick Foley using a little bit better way than just kind of having him come out there just during a Brodus Clay match, which usually isn't anything special, which really it wasn't here. But just kind of a little fun segment there. Obviously, the crowd ate it up and loved to see Mick Foley there.
Yeah, pretty much the only thing I cared about was seeing Mick Foley's Dude Love. That was really cool. Other than that, Brodus Clay squashing Jack Swagger. That's pretty much all it was. You can't really say much more than that.
Yeah, basically. Next up, we had the Daniel Bryan and AJ wedding. Finally getting to that. Really setting this up for a long time now. They had last week, and they were kind of, continually before they did it on this episode, showing that, AJ backstage doing some promos with Daniel Bryan, setting it up for it. They got out there. It ended up being a big pie in the face for Daniel Bryan, having AJ say yes, but not to Daniel Bryan. Ended up saying yes to Vince McMahon's proposal of being the GM for Monday Night Raw. Big move here. It's going to be extremely interesting to see what happens going on in the future with AJ as the GM. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to cover it for you to see what happens going into the future. Because it should be some really interesting stuff with whatever they do. If they continue this storyline, if it ends up fading away, and wanting to know if maybe they go to a new GM, if that kind of angle wears off or whatever they're going to end up doing. But should be really intriguing stuff to see there. And Daniel Bryan playing it off great as he always does, smashing all that altar stuff and everything there. But really interesting, stuff going on here with AJ being announced as the new GM.
Yeah, they had Dan Bryan they're all in white out there. Yeah, that's a good segment here. They had, like I said, AJ was out there, Vince come out. Everyone thought Vince was going to get married,
Yeah.
With the AJ, which was kind of funny. But other than that, they had named AJ as the GM, kind of trying to spice things up a bit.
Yeah.
I don't know. This is really intriguing, and it's something that, we're going to have to wait to see what's going to happen. But, I really don't know what they're going to do with this. I guess it's better than John Laurinaitis, I guess.
That's true, definitely.
But yeah, AJ's your new GM.
Yeah. Went straight into CM Punk coming out after the break. Daniel Bryan still destroying the set and everything, and Punk coming out and basically kind of just put more salt in the wound for Daniel Bryan, saying, "Oh, you came down here," and they said no. AJ, the new GM, what he's not wanting to see, and that kind of faded into ending up The Rock coming out Obviously, all the talk about The Rock coming in and saying he's going to be going for the WWE title, and this is what I wanted to see so badly, is an interaction with CM Punk and The Rock. This is just, two of my favorites of all time, two of the greatest on the mic of all time, and I just want to see them interact, not only in the ring, but just on the mic. I think it'd be outstanding stuff. It ended up being a really great segment. I love this, the back and forth they had. Obviously, the interaction with Daniel Bryan kind of sneaking his way in, kind of still being pissed off about saying no and saying, this is all about me. I'm the strongest, I'm the most, handsome, I'm all this kind of stuff, and saying all this stuff about himself. And I was just pissed about AJ not saying that, but big news about The Rock saying that he's going to be challenging the WWE Champion at this coming up year's Royal Rumble. Huge stuff. Obviously, this Road to Royal Rumble, or Road to WrestleMania coming up this year is going to be just monumental with The Rock wrestling, obviously, at Royal Rumble, and will obviously probably be wrestling at WrestleMania this coming year as well. So, huge stuff going on. But if we end up getting, CM Punk at The Rock possibly at Royal Rumble, that would be absolutely tremendous. I'd be all for it. That's just a dream match. That a lot of people and I have wanted to see for a really long time, and obviously the setup, that what they could do with it, and obviously what happened at the end of the night, really could be interesting to see what happens going on into the future. But big stuff coming out here of all that entire segment.
Yeah, great lead-in segment here with Punk and Rock and all the stuff that they did. Really enjoyed the whole interaction with both these guys here. Dan Bryan getting a lot of FaceTime tonight. This was great. They did a really good job here with Rock. They didn't have him come out there and cut a 25-minute promo or anything like that. He did a little ditty with Punk and Bryan, and that was pretty much it. And later in the night, obviously. But yeah, I really enjoyed this. I thought this was a good move here, and them saying that Rock's going to have a title match at Royal Rumble. That's really great news, and I can't wait to see that.
Yeah, it should be some really great stuff. That went into Bret Hart's appearance. He was the special announcer for the Intercontinental title match. Ended up being champion Christian going up against The Miz.
Yeah, we thought they might have done maybe, Christian and Tyson Kidd or something along those lines. But, having The Miz come in here, have face Christian, kind of hurt his leg a little bit and make it look like that. And then, Miz gets the win, new Intercontinental champion. Seems like they may do something with The Miz as the Intercontinental champion. Obviously, they've always loved doing stuff with him, so throwing the Intercontinental title on him looks natural, obviously. But I don't know. Maybe this leads on to maybe Christian not going on bigger, better things, or maybe Miz going on to bigger, better things. Who knows what they're going to try to do here? But yeah, okay match, not that bad, but good title change, I guess.
Yeah, this was interesting to see. Kind of like dead during the match, and then once that title change came, well, everyone was like, whoa, that's interesting to see that. Obviously, Christian not really doing too much with the IC title. He's kind of a guy that's just going to be, from here on out, we've talked about it, just a guy putting guys over, because that's just, he's just that kind of working, class guy in the WWE. He's that kind of guy that's going to help whatever out they wanted to help out, because he just seems like that kind of guy, and he's great for it, because he's always come through in that kind of situation. And here, dropping the title to The Miz, obviously, I love to see that. That's some great stuff. Both these guys I'm huge fans of, so either way would have been a great outcome. But seeing it look like they could be rolling with The Miz doing something here, putting the IC title on him, it'll probably look great on him. Obviously, the new design of the title looking great on Cody and Christian, and obviously with Miz, look how I'm transitioned well there. But hopefully Christian doesn't fall off the map here after losing the title. Hopefully he can move on to bigger and better things. I know they were looking like they might do something to where they're going to decide a new #1 contender for the world title. So hopefully he can kind of get his name in that little hunt and maybe move his way up to the main event. Obviously, he deserves to be there and should be there. But good to see The Miz here. I think it's smart to give it to a really interesting guy that can really grab your attention in the mid card, which Christian can do as well. Or Christian can do as well. But giving it to The Miz, just a new kind of fresh start, having him come back in here with that new great look, at the new haircut and everything. So should be interesting to see what he's got going on there in the new Intercontinental Champion, The Miz. Next up, we had the segment. Finally, with Brock Lesnar trying to make his decision if he's going to face Triple H at SummerSlam. We had Triple H come out calling out Brock Lesnar. He didn't get Brock Lesnar. He got Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman continually to bash and just really get on Triple H, saying how he's not scared of you. He doesn't want to do it. It's not good for business. All this kind of stuff, and continues to get on his family and Triple H's family and everything. We had Stephanie McMahon come out. Great to see Stephanie. She looked tremendous, as she always does. Coming out there and just getting on Heyman and just cutting a really great promo on Heyman, saying how, don't talk about this. You're not that visionary. My dad's the true visionary, Mr. McMahon, doing all this kind kind of stuff. You know, and everything that he's really failed at in WCW and ECW and WWE and all this kind of stuff. And she finally just jumped on him and just went all crazy and attacked Paul Heyman. And we had Lesnar come out. And we had an interaction with Triple H and Brock Lesnar, which really kind of really was just electrifying. Just kind of really had that feel of what's going to be happening in the future, what's going to be happening at SummerSlam. We finally had the you know, exception to Brock Lesnar and Triple H's matchup at SummerSlam. We will be seeing it. I cannot wait for it. It's going to be, you know, really tremendous to see. It's something I wanted to see since Brock Lesnar was there. In, you know, the early 2000s, I wanted to see it so bad. Lesnar was always on SmackDown. Triple H was always on Raw. We never got to see it. We're finally getting to see it here, and really great setup and really great transition to what's going to be happening in the future with Triple H and Brock Lesnar. Yeah,
great back and forth here with Triple H, Stephanie, Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman does a great job insinuating words, pulling emotion out of people to make them really seem like they're really pissed off. You know, did a good job here. Stephanie loses it after, you know, Paul Heyman starts talking about their kids, you know, beats them down, and then, you know, Lesnar hits the ring. You know, Triple H and Lesnar brawl for a little bit. Triple H gets the best of him. You know, they get done with that, you know, pretty much stare each other down, and then you're pretty much the end of that segment, pretty much setting up for SummerSlam, which is looking, you know, like leading in to be a really good SummerSlam this year. So I'm pretty happy with how that went.
Yeah, really good segment there. Went on to Heath Slater coming out, one of our favorites now. Heath Slater coming out for yet another challenge to a former Raw superstar. Ended up being Lita, my personal favorite diva women's wrestler of all time. I absolutely love Lita. She looked absolutely tremendous, and we just continuously said, why is she not in the business anymore, whether it be injury or she got her banned and all this kind of stuff. But God, it was great to see her, and she looked fantastic. And then we had everybody that obviously Heath Slater's lost to in the past month or so, having Vader and, you know, everybody come out there. Roddy Piper had an interaction with, and had the APA come out for Lita's kind of protection and all this kind of stuff, and Lita getting the win. Did the little twist of fate and the Lita Salt, nailed it perfectly, and kind of a fun little ending there, and ended with the whole damn by Ron Simmons. So really interesting and kind of funny little segment there.
Yeah, I definitely enjoyed this. Glad to see Lita here. Yeah. Looks in perfect form. She did a perfect moonsault. Twisted Fate. She looked great. Yeah. There wasn't really much. She didn't do much wrestling, but you know, Heath Slater getting beat up by all these guys, probably having the time of his life, getting beat up by all these guys that he grew up watching. Obviously, guys we grew up watching, some of them as well. So, you know, it's just interesting to see how they pulled this off here, and I really enjoyed it. And yeah, I mean, pretty much what we thought it was going to happen.
Yeah, next up we had a little segment backstage with Rock and John Cena, kind of doing another little face-off, saying how it's been a while since WrestleMania. Obviously, kind of set up towards kind of some of the stuff at the end of the show, and obviously going in towards what could be happening at the beginning of next year. You know, obviously Cena saying he's going to be cashing in his, you know, Money in the Bank and all this kind of stuff, and he could possibly be champion going to the Royal Rumble, and just kind of that revitalizing of what they had there, you know, back at the beginning of the year. A little segment there. Next up, we had Kane come out, finish his entrance, and then we had a bunch of jobbers come out. Jinder Mahal leading them. We had Kurt Hawkins, Tyler Rex, Drew McIntyre's out there, my boy. Leading back in the charge. Munico, Camacho, had all of them out there. Basically surround Kane like they were going to do kind of a beat down, and we had the lights go off and the gong hit, and the Undertaker came out. Great to see the Undertaker. You know, obviously one of those guys that have to be on a Raw, and we'll get to another guy that has to be on a Raw, and we'll just get it out of the way now because we just need to say it. This entire Raw was Stone Cold free. There was no Stone Cold this entire Raw.
No Stone Cold Steve Austin.
I don't know how in the wildest imaginations you could have a show that is, you know, just signified by having that character, having that superstar, having Stone Cold Steve Austin on there, you know, for all those years, and the greatest time that Raw ever had was when he was in, you know, on the top of the world, and you didn't have him on the show. You had him on the 15th anniversary. You had him on like 800 and 900 episodes, and you don't have him on the 1000th Raw. Really one of the biggest editions of the 1000th Raw, if not the 1000th Raw. Just absolutely baffling that you did not have a, you know, a Stone Cold appearance here. Just ridiculous. I cannot believe that.
Yeah.
Just asinine. We'll finish this and we'll get back to that. Undertaker coming out. Having a little trouble getting his jacket off. Had a little problem getting the soup hones off the jacket.
I don't know what they showed on TV. But
yeah, if you guys didn't, we haven't watched. We have it taped. We haven't watched it yet.
Yeah.
But if they don't have that out there, I don't really know how it came off on TV yet, but it looked absolutely terrible. It took him almost 2 minutes to get the jacket off. It was pretty bad. Came out there, did the kind of Brothers of Destruction kind of thing, the choke slams and the tombstones and the synchronized little posing and all this kind of stuff. But great to see The Undertaker. You know, obviously a guy that has to be there, just like you would assume Stone Cold Steve Austin would.
Yeah, just very first ever, in my opinion, Undertaker live entrance. I don't think I've ever seen one live.
Really?
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen. Well, I think I might have seen back in like 2003 when he was the American Badass,
Okay.
but I never saw like the actual like original Undertaker
So
entrance.
G1?
So this one was the original
Okay.
Undertaker entrance. It was the
Big
first
one
I
for
saw.
you.
Yeah, it was definitely really cool. They did the Kane deal, had him come out, beat up all the jobbers like he said, and then obviously good segment here. Glad to see he's never on television ever or pay per view, so doing this was amazing. And what he said about Stone Cold as well is just they showed several segments, different things. Just didn't wasn't there. Just
Crowd
didn't
was
show
waiting
up.
for it the whole night too. Once
Yeah,
they showed the promos, one of the Austin chants. It's amazing to me.
It's just one of those things. He's just one of those guys. Him and Edge is another one that
Exactly.
I
Oh
thought
my God.
Edge might should have been there as well. But they did with what they had, and they brought quite a few big names in. So overall, other than Stone Cold, one of those guys I think should have been there. But
Exactly. Yeah, I forgot to mention Edge as well. It just kind of broke my heart a little bit not to see Edge there. It would have been great. Whole crew of everybody we had there wanted to see that, and just amazing. You can't have two of your biggest star and the biggest star in Raw's history not be there. It's really baffling to me that you could have that. It's like having just a star of something else that you wouldn't absolutely have. You got to have them there, and they didn't. I don't know what kind of thing ended up happening backstage or whatever ended up happening if they couldn't get him there, but you got to make a conscious effort to get your biggest star there, and you didn't. It's kind of disappointing there, but that moved into our main segment. We had the WWE title on the line, champion CM Punk going up against John Cena. This started right about to the end of when you normally see Raw's end. This started about 10 minutes before Raw's usually end, 10 o'clock local time for us in St. Louis. But you'd think this started a little bit earlier. We thought could have got kind of a classic title match maybe at the end of this. Maybe they tried to do something like they did last year. Money in the Bank had that great, really great atmosphere in St. Louis. They showed up there and really did that well. During the entrance you had just thought I had something I say here. John Cena throw a shirt and had his shirt thrown back at him. I don't think I've seen that since One Night Stand in New York when he kept getting his shirt thrown. We saw it in St. Louis doing it. So representing for a couple of the heels down in the front row throwing the shirt back. Good to see that. But CM Punk looking interesting during this. I kind of mentioned to Ryan, I'm like, they could, there's been word of possibly something going down, at the end of the Raw or something interesting happening to maybe move stuff on into the future and what could possibly happen in the future. And to me, I just CM Punk's so great at giving kind of little facial expressions and giving little hints that maybe something's going to be going down here, something's going to be changing, possibly going in to the future in this matchup. The match really wasn't anything too special. They only got 7 or so minutes of wrestling time. Had the ref knocked out. Big Show came out. We were wanting something big to happen, something to really go down, have a Big Show come out, deck Cena, and CM Punk kind of go for that hesitant pin cover. He wanted to do it, but he didn't want to do it, but he ended up doing it, going for the pin, and Cena kicked out, went to do the GTS, kind of looked at the camera, really kind of sketchy, kind of really interesting face to him, and he go for that, flipped into the STF. Big Show came back in, punched him, DQ finish there, looking like supposedly I think you read that that is just John Cena's title match there, and he
I did.
First ever Money in the Bank to cash in and not win the title there.
Yeah, I read that online when we got back. I read that there's no plans of him getting a rematch. That was his shot. Also, I mean, we didn't watch it, obviously on TV. He had the little headset thing where you can hear the commentary. From what they went off the air and said, King said, CM Punk turned his back on the WWE Universe, so it looks like it's a clear heel turn possibly. We'll see what they're gonna do next week, but I mean it's interesting.
They had, and obviously this is the end of it, and having CM Punk, having The Rock come out after CM Punk's down, come in there and take out the Big Show. Looking like he was going after Cena again. Have The Rock come in, go for the People's Elbow, and before he could finish the People's Elbow, we had an interruption and a clothesline by CM Punk, and the entire atmosphere and the entire mood just changed in the entire arena, and we could feel it. We were sitting back and just looking at everything, and you just had that feel of something just changed right there. And to me, it's not full blown right now, but it really looks like it's heading into a full blown heel turn. And I swear to you, if that ends up happening, there won't be a smile removed from my face, and it's unfortunate you guys won't be able to see it going on to the future in future episodes. But this would be absolutely outstanding. I was marking like a freak because if this is something towards a heel turn, I can't wait for him to, maybe cut a promo and just flip it on all these, just kind of sheepish fans that are just kind of bandwagoning on to CM Punk, and he'll flip it on you in a heartbeat. We saw it in Ring of Honor when he did it, and he can do it yet again. And I think if he pulled it off just the same as he did in Ring of Honor, it would be absolutely brilliant. We were wanting to grab that mic and have a Snake promo part 2, but we didn't get it. He just got that slow, kind of deliberate walk up. He, was confident in his decision. He was sure of what he did, and he was really ready to kind of break through whatever we're going to be seeing with CM Punk going into the future. But great finish to Raw. I loved how CM Punk executed it. He was absolutely brilliant, and I saw his demeanor. And if you just sit back and look at what CM Punk does, the little things is what makes him absolutely brilliant. And just the facial expressions he could put on, the kind of things he does in the middle of the match to kind of just tweak how different he is. He's brilliant. He's learned from the best. He's watched how the best do it, and he's took it and made it his own. And he pulled it off absolutely brilliantly. CM Punk retaining the championship on a DQ finish, but great ending to the Raw here.
Yeah, definitely. The match was not what we expected. We hoped it to be a lot better. Yeah. But with the Big Show DQ, we were sitting there and we were like, oh man, please don't finish it like this. Give us something. We were waiting. We had heard that there was supposed to be a big summer angle going down here. Obviously, they said that Royal Rumble, The Rock's gonna have a title match. But there really wasn't anything else. Maybe AJ being the GM, I was like, that doesn't seem big enough to me. No. But here with The Rock, kind of doing his little thing with Cena, and then with the Big Show in there, and he comes in there, just clotheslines The Rock. It's cool to see, and it's well deserved. I know earlier in the night they did a poll on who they thought The Rock wanted should face. I think 55% was CM Punk, 30 was Cena, and then like 15 was Big Show.
That vote might be a little bit different now, I think.
Yeah, the vote may be a bit different now, but it's definitely a match I would like to see, I mean, they may do the...
We'd like to mention we got a GTS from Punk on The Rock, too.
As
well. Yeah, GTS The Rock, I thought we could have saw it maybe at the beginning of the night after he rock bottomed Daniel Bryan, but we got it there, which was phenomenal.
Yeah, that was definitely great to see there. They did that. Punk kind of walking off, just he was confident. He was really predetermined. He knew exactly what he was going to do. He had it in his head that it really was planned out, and it was really deliberate, and I liked it. I think it is a smart move. It's leaning towards Punk was at that area where people were starting to say he was kind of like to that face where he was like Cena where he was
selling out a little.
Yeah, selling out a little bit. Yeah. So I think it was a really smart move, and if they continue to roll with this, hopefully they really do the heel deal where they switch him again. I think it's the perfect time and it's the right move in my opinion.
Yeah, Punk could probably pull it off brilliantly, and CM Punk retains the WWE Championship in that matchup. And a great way to end a very monumental Raw, the 1000th edition. Really great stuff on this show, and really setting up for some really interesting stuff going on into the future. It's really unfortunate we won't be able to cover any of it for you. We've really just kind of gotten burnt out with this. We really haven't really had the feel of moving on with this idea. We really just set out to just talk about our love and our passion, which is professional wrestling, with our friends, for all you guys. We've set out to, provide, really great production and, give you the most effort possible. And you guys, have given us, absolutely nothing. We set out to be the best, and not to sound cocky, but we are the best.
Absolutely.
You guys haven't really shown us that. I'm sorry, over 650 subscribers, not where we should be. We should be a lot better than that. We're better than everyone else on here for the simple fact that we give the most effort. We have the best production. We have the best reviews. We know our shit. It's pretty obvious to tell that. I don't know how you guys can't see that and how you guys can't provide us with everything that we deserve. Because we deserve a whole hell of a lot better than that. Because we're the fucking best.
What makes you, what's so good about these other people? What's so good about everyone else on here on YouTube with their shitty production? Is it their opinion? Because their opinion is just as shitty. Listen, there's 5 or 6, 15, 20, 50 douches on YouTube that'll tell you the same thing about CM Punk winning. We're the ones that'll tell you the truth and we'll fucking give it to you straight. We don't fucking dick around here. Like, it's not like we're going to come on here and fuck with you guys. We know exactly what we're going to say. We're going to have a good time. We're going to give you shit raw, and that's how we play it. We don't fuck around.
We're not going to be some fucking asshole sitting in this fucking little computer chair just jerking himself off talking about the same old shit every single fucking day. We're not going to be that little faggot like that fucker up in New York, that trademark little bitch. We're not going to be like you. We're not going to be like that William Regal looking fucking 55-year-old motherfucker Truth Slayer. We're not going to say the same shit as that bitch. We're not going to be as that supposed amazing fucking advanced wrestling report show like the Pro Wrestling Report that puts on fucking gimmicks and characters and tries to fucking lie to each and every one of you. And guess why? Because you're fucking stupid, and you'll believe it. You'll believe in every word that they will fucking say. Because you're fucking sheep, and you're dumb.
Yeah, you know what? We thought when we started this show that we had to be like the Pro Wrestling Report. We had to be like that to get people to watch us. And it's not like that. Fuck that. Because you know why? Those guys follow a system that's fucking retarded. And it doesn't make any sense. Nobody cares about the Instant Wrestling Report. You know why? One, if you haven't fucking noticed, any of our videos, we are not instant. Ever.
We're about as instant as Ryan in a fucking track meet.
Yeah, we don't give a fuck. You know what? I can't run. I don't give a shit. You know what? It doesn't matter what comments you leave in our section or do whatever, because we don't give a fuck about any of you.
I'll fucking delete it.
It doesn't matter if you
give a shit.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter about any of you. It matters about us because we know we're the best and we don't have to fucking pretend anymore and come on here and act like we're something we're not.
We don't need to portray it to you what we already know inside.
Yeah.
Why do we need to tell you that? You need to tell us that. Every goddamn comment at the end of this video should be, this is the best fucking thing I've ever fucking seen. Every single video should say that. Not, I want to give my stupid ass opinion that doesn't fucking matter. Because every one of your little opinions means nothing. It's like a fucking ant on the round. I'll just step on it. I'll roll the fuck right over it and not give a goddamn shit. Because none of it matters.
Because this whole time, like you said, this whole time, we've been sheep ourselves. We've been pretending that this is what you guys want to see. You guys want to see the Instant Wrestling Report. You want to see a shitty fucking school report of how a review is. If you haven't noticed in the reviews, the last reviews we've done, we don't give a fuck. We'll say whatever we want about Jesse Sorens' mom. Crack whore. It doesn't matter. We'll hashtag the fucking whatever. Neither of us use Twitter.
No.
Ever. We don't give a fuck. We like to make fun of shit that people think is so powerful and real.
And the reason we could do that, the reason we could just make all that fun, because inside, we know that we know more than every single person out there. We know every single little thing, and we could dick around and make fun of it, because we're not going to sit here and be like every single buddy else on this show. Every single buddy else that's out there talking about fucking wrestling. Every single person out there that's on their little computer screens, on their laptops. Every single person on there that gives their same generic-ass opinion and has no fucking character to it, has no fucking opinion to it. It's all the same sheepish-ass bullshit. And every single person out there that gives their little opinion on the little comment box and goes and watches their little channels and goes and watches and subscribes to all that shit are just the biggest fucking sheep on the history of this fucking website. Because that's all you do. You just sheep on every little thing. I like that opinion. I'm going to like your video. I'm going to like that opinion. I'm going to subscribe to that channel. We don't give a shit if you subscribe or not. We're here for us. We're here because we know we're the best. We're here because we don't need to fucking be here for you. That's for goddamn sure. And you don't think the two guys that are normally with us don't feel that same way? Bullshit. Because we don't give a shit, they don't give a shit, and it's because you don't fucking matter. None of you fucking matter out there. So why the fuck should we care anymore?
When we started this, we wanted to do this as a thing for friends to get together and talk about wrestling and this and that. But you know what? It's grown into something way bigger, and we don't give a fuck about any of you because we know after looking at everything on YouTube and how all our shit looks right now, I could snap my fingers right now behind me and a picture of anything would pop up.
Do it.
Boom. Stacy Keibler. Boom.
I like that. Do it again.
Boom. Who we want to put behind us?
Let me do it. Hold on. Bob Barker.
Bob Barker.
Boom.
Boom.
We can do whatever we want with a snap of a fucking finger.
Boom. Hashtag pears and oranges.
Boom. Right up there. See that? That's called production level, motherfucker. We're not sitting there jerking ourselves off. We're sitting here giving 100% fucking effort every goddamn time. And you fucking retards are too stupid to figure out what we're doing right now. I don't know if you haven't watched the last like 3 or 4 episodes, I don't know. Have you seen the little glimpses of little heartbeats and shit like that? We're starting a new fucking channel, you goddamn retards. We're the Pro Wrestling Pulse now. This shit is fucking stupid. We're gonna legitimize ourselves on this fucking channel. This new channel is the be-all, end-all. This will fucking end the fucking wrestling fucking review world as you fucking know it. All this shit that is on here that's the same old sheepish bullshit is done. If you retards couldn't figure out what the fuck's going on, you fucking know what it is now.
We're not changing for you. For once, now we do reviews. We feel,
That's the same.
We feel alive.
We do feel alive. We feel extremely alive.
And it's apropos, because you know what? The pulse keeps kicking. The pulse keeps kicking.
I finally feel like I can feel that pulse going now.
Damn
right. I didn't
right.
feel like it before. I felt like I was a fucking drone to all you people. That's all we felt like.
We were doing this shit for you. We got to get the review for you. We had to get the preview for you.
We had to hurry up and get the pictures from behind us. We had to hurry up and get the review up behind it. Hurry up and get the fucking production done. But
you want to see us, you'll wait for us. That's the way we think. Because it doesn't fucking matter to us or me or anybody else now. Because you know what? We're running the shit the way we want to run it. Because we realized this whole time that we were our own worst enemy. And now we ain't fucking playing that shit anymore. We're done. It's over. That's all I gotta say. I'm done.
I think it's about time to get the fuck out of here. We need to just start something new and just legitimize ourselves. And it's time to do that. Roll that fucking clip, I guess.
Don't be a sheep.
Pulse or die.